Hello, I'm Maisie Baldus.
And I'm Matt Yazel. Welcome to Marquette Now.
Coming up, slippery streets cause an unexpected day off.
Engineers battle in a bake-off.
Hot cookie night continues to reel in students all over campus.
And the Marquette crowd shows up in style as a fan favorite.
All that and more, starting right now.
From the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio, this is Marquette Now.
This week, there has been a lot of precipitation, but that means less class than normal.
Marquette Now's Timothy Lateau takes to the streets on Tuesday to tell us about it.
Classes canceled this morning at Marquette University due to inclement weather, including freezing rain and some ice lining the sidewalks. Now, despite the university being closed, there's still many services still open, including the Alumni Memorial Union, Rec Center, Medical Clinic, dining halls, and the library, which many students are hitting the books today in their extra time. Here's what they had to say.
It was pretty nice. I have a lot of work to catch up with, a couple projects I need to work on, a couple tests coming up. So it was nice to sort of have a break, unexpected break in the middle of the week to sort of recollect myself.
I've slept in, which is much needed. So I'm going to the library right now, so to catch up on homework, which is also much needed, yeah. The roads are really scary right now, and just walking, I was just so scared to slip and fall, so I think it was a great idea. 2 of my friends have already fallen just walking right outside their dorm room.
I think it was kind of like wise decision, honestly speaking, because I had to drive like an hour away from school, campus area. So in the morning, like when the snow started, I kind of felt like unsafe to drive all the way to school.
Reporting from a very wet and slushy Wisconsin Avenue, I'm Timothy Lateau, Marquette Wire News.
Marquette is unveiling the new Center for Data, Ethics, and Society. Within the College of Arts and Sciences, the center will address data, ethics, social, political, and public policy issues. The goal is to determine how this affects society and finding bias and inequity.
The University of Wisconsin System President Tommy Thompson says that some UW schools will drop mask mandates March 12th. With declines of COVID-19 cases in the state of Wisconsin, Marquette students have mixed opinions about the move and wonder if the change will put pressure on Marquette to do the same.
At this point, I don't know enough information to really know if it's good or bad. It's definitely interesting. It makes me wonder, if Marquette's going to do the same thing.
I actually like the move. I personally believe it should be your freedom of choice, especially where the area I come from. It's not necessarily that I'm still going to wear my mask, obviously, but for me, I like to have the choice.
Personally, I feel like since we go to a private institution, whatever administration wants to do, I don't think people should try to fight it just because we're not in a public space.
I love going to school here, but as far as mandating masks and mandating vaccines, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm personally vaccinated. I've had all 3 shots, and I wear my mask pretty much everywhere I'm supposed to. But I personally don't like the mandates. I think it should be a choice.
Marquette alumni Perry and Sheila Veith are committing $1.7 million for the College of Business Administration's Center of Real Estate. This allows the creation of the Veith Directorship for the Center of Real Estate. Andy Hunt will be named as the first endowed director role at Marquette.
This being the first endowment to support this position means that this position, which really exists to be here to support students in finding internships and finding jobs, in mentoring them throughout their career search process, in helping to teach within the program, in helping alumni, especially early in their careers, to navigate early career job changes, and then to put on events that we do for the industry where alumni can come back to and students can attend. All of that stuff will continue into the future in perpetuity because of the generosity of these 2 amazing donors who said, the work that you're doing is great, keep going.
The new directorship will allow students for an applied learning experience within the new College of Business Administration building that opens spring 2023.
The opening of the new facility for spring semester 2023, we are really looking towards what the facility provides as a platform for us to do for our programs and centers of excellence. And so we see the new building as being a convening space, a space for our community partners, our students, our alumni to come together.
Are just so cool there in that we get the opportunity to facilitate and go between the dynamic things that are happening at Marquette and these wonderful people, alums, parents, and just friends of the university in wanting to, see things progress here. And they see the transformation of education happening at Marquette and they want to be a part of it.
National Eating Disorder Week highlights a topic close to home.
That's because eating disorders are prevalent among college-age students.
College students struggles with an eating disorder, and kind of the kind of highlighted age group in terms of who develops, like when they develop a full-blown eating disorder, is between 18 and 21. So relevant on a college campus.
And there are steps that can be taken to help those who are struggling.
With them, I've noticed, that you're no longer coming to dinner with us at the hall cafeteria, or you seem more withdrawn, or you seem pretty fatigued, and really talking about some of those behaviors that you're seeing and why you're concerned, and your concern is for them. Again, it's not always necessarily about the food, so just checking in with people. How are you doing? Also talking about how do you practice your own self-care and be kind of a good role model.
Students learn how to fight for justice and build a better community.
Keep scrolling.
The Office of Engagement and Inclusion hosts the Justice in Action Conference. The conference focuses on students identifying their duty in service, social change, and community. The meaning of justice is explored in workshops as students collaborate, learn, and challenge their understanding of community and justice.
E-Week is a 5-day celebration of engineers on campus. Marquette Now's Timothy Latow captures the scene at the suite event.
Engineer students are using different kinds of building materials.
It was nice to be able to do an event around design and engineering and tools that isn't the traditional sort of bridges and robots and that sort of thing.
It's cake wars, and the decorating tools they wield are ones they have engineered themselves.
I think it was really cool to see people from inside and outside of engineering use their creativity in a new way of building different tools outside of the event tonight.
Some tools are designed from recycled materials, while others are 3D printed.
I had never used a 3D printer before, so we kind of helped each other where we were needed.
That help proves enough for Team Shop Squire Squad to get the win.
We got Shop Squire Squad!
There's a week to make the tools and an hour to decorate the cake.
It's neat to see some of the talents and skills that students have outside what they typically do in engineering.
Cakes aren't the only thing being built tonight.
People of engineering disciplines, other disciplines outside of engineering, just come together and do something creative and exciting and something different. So, we love building community this way.
Chemistry matters in engineering too.
I think because we work together, we had a little bit more of a chemistry.
Some team chemistry provides a relief in studying for genetics.
After this, I'll probably go back and study for my test that I have tomorrow in genetics. But for now, it was definitely fun taking a couple hours off and then just kind of taking a break from the work.
A lot of strategy went into this battle of the bakers.
And we pulled out some paper because we saw other teams drawing it, but it was not our style. So we just kind of went with telling each other bits as we went and having to be oh no, we're not doing that. And let's actually do something else and kind of going with it as it came.
Going with it as it came, but the judges might have the most difficult job of the night.
You wanted them all to win. So they're all winners. The best part was just watching them all during the whole night. Just had the fun that they had, the teamwork they did, the way they think about how they're going to do this.
This judge's case is closed. It takes a little bit of a lot of things to decorate a cake. I'm Timothy Latow, Marquette Wire News.
The Health Fair Rec Center and Straz Recplex will offer free membership for faculty and staff members throughout the month of February. The Go Move Challenge occurs every February, and access to the Rec Center and Recplex will incentivize staff and faculty to take part.
19 schools that we compete against, and you log your minutes, faculty and staff log minutes, and we as a team, as a whole university, we go up against other universities and see who has the most minutes.
Coming up, a favorite Monday night tradition at Cobean Dining Hall.
And later, Marquette fans dress as a campus icon. We'll be right back.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Marquette Now. I'm Maisie Baldus.
And I'm Matt Yazel. The cookie craze continues at Cobean as students flock to the dining hall to get their weekly hot cookies.
Grace Lambertson is on the scene to give us a bite of this story.
In this dreary weather, one way for students to warm up is to take a little visit to Cobean Dining Hall. Cobean hosts a hot cookie night every Monday where students can get fresh, warm, and soft cookies.
A hot cookie night has been going on, I think, about 12 years. I'm not exactly sure, but give or take a year or two. Very popular. We used to run the cookies through the pizza oven back in the day, and now we do them in our regular convection ovens. And it's a hit with the students. They love it every Monday. It's always, I think, been on Monday, too. And we also have an ice cream machine, which really takes the cookie night to the next level.
Students absolutely love hot cookie night and are eager to enjoy a little taste of comfort in between the pressure of the school year.
Cookie night for me is the best, honestly, because it's like after a long, stressful day, I just come here at Cobean and then get a nice warm cookie with ice cream. It's pretty good.
But what is it about hot cookies in particular that is so appealing to students? The quality of the treat certainly plays a big role.
Our bakery department, we get the dough fresh from them and portion it out ourselves, and they make really great stuff. So that's probably another reason the cookies are really good cookies.
As well as the fact that hot cookie night is not an everyday occurrence.
It's not something that happens every night, it's occasional. So when it does happen, it makes it more exciting, and just because it tastes amazing.
With all the excitement around hot cookie night, I had to give it a try.
Here I am, I got the plate right here, what everyone's trying, what all the craze is about. I'm gonna take a little bite, see what people think. I like it. Come to hot cookie night. Cobean, every Monday.
Cobean, making every Monday seem a little sweeter. This is Grace Lambertson, Marquette Wire News.
The Chinese Students and Scholars Association rings out the new year during their Lantern Festival celebration. As Sarah Richardson reports, the event celebrates the beginning of Chinese New Year and aims to make students who celebrate feel more at home.
The smell of traditional Chinese food and the laughter of students fill the air at the Alumni Memorial Union February 18th. The Chinese Lantern Festival is a celebration of the Chinese New Year, which was February 1st. The city of Milwaukee having small, if any, celebrations does not stop these students from coming together through the Chinese Students and Scholars Association.
Chinese Students Association in Marquette, they organize this event. So basically, say different major, different people, they from different parts of China. So without this organization, they host this event, people even don't have the opportunity to know each other.
The celebrants eat food, play with clay and other games, and converse with friends as their own way of celebrating this holiday.
The special food for the Lantern Festival is a small rice ball with a sweet filling. It's kind of like a ice cream stuff, but it's like a boiled.
Though a delayed celebration, to these students, what matters most is coming together and celebrating their culture.
To bring us students' sense of home. So
we have like big group at Marquette for the Chinese students. We just want to gather people together and have some dinner together to celebrate this festival.
A sense of hope and a sense of home. I'm Sarah Richardson, Marquette Wire News.
Marquette has a wide range of students, from athletes to entrepreneurs. The Electee app is the Marquette representative in the virtual Big East Startup Challenge. That took place yesterday against 10 other Big East schools. Entrepreneurs Brady Walzak and Ronnie Roti's creation of the Electee app helps students to feel more comfortable going to work out. It features video tutorials of machines and hours of each location.
Fitness in both of our lives has had a very big impact on us, and so we wanted to bring that to other people. It can be really intimidating walking into the gym for the first time. So we wanted to bring a type of software, some kind of service that helps people get into the gym and experience a lot of the changes that myself and Ronnie both experienced.
Almost immediately after we started working with the 707 Hub, and that opened up a lot of opportunities, including this competition. I mean, it's always been a dream of mine to get into entrepreneurship, and I think this was such an awesome opportunity to do it. And I think the company has such a great mission, because I mean, fitness has had a huge impact on my life, weightlifting and all that. And I think it can have a big impact on everybody's life.
The student orchestra melts away the February cold with warm and uplifting music. The student orchestra held their February concert in the Varsity Theater. Their ensemble focused on complex and energetic pieces.
Today's music was very dynamic. We had very old-time music, both from Mendelssohn and also good old-fashioned music from Bach with the Brandenburg Concertos. But then we also had some very modern music mixed in there. Beyond the Gates, a very modern piece.
The musicians hoped the audience could feel the passion in the music.
The main thing I felt when playing was a lot of energy. The songs are highly energetic, and like there's a couple that are a little bit slower, but I think I just mainly wanted the audience to feel the joy that comes from playing.
The concert will be held on May 1st in Varsity Theater.
Matt, we haven't had a snow day like we did yesterday since our first year at Marquette. That was 4 years ago.
Well, you could call it a snow day, but it was really more of an ice day. I mean, there were students out there skating in the streets.
You're right, I did see that. Well, Alex Rivera-Grant is here to tell us all about the weather and what's coming up. Any more crazy weather?
Well, it was not raining men, but it sure was raining ice, as Matt said yesterday. And, you know, right now it's kind of still not raining men. It is partly cloudy. It's about, 20 degrees outside, so not super cold, but cold enough that you're definitely gonna need a jacket. The precipitation's at 0%, so still no raining men for all of you single ladies like me out here, and the winds are coming in from the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Moving on to our state overnight lows, we have Superior at -10 degrees. That's real frosty, so please make sure you have your gloves, your scarves, your hats. Just please make sure you're safe out there. Wausau at 2 degrees, a little bit warmer. And our highest is Milwaukee at 19 degrees, but still just frosty enough that we're definitely going to need our coats. Moving on to tomorrow's highs, we have Minocqua at a whopping 18 degrees. And the highest out here at Madison, beating Milwaukee by 1 degree at 27 degrees Fahrenheit. And moving on to tonight, it's going to be a little cloudy. The low is going to be 19 degrees. The humidity will be at 66% with a 20% chance of precipitation. The winds will be coming in from the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour, so be prepared to, fight the wind a little bit on your way to work or class. Tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy with a few flurries possible. We're looking to expect 1 to 3 inches of snow, so make sure you bring out those boots. The high will be 26 with the humidity at 61% and the winds coming in from the east-northeast at 15 miles per hour. Moving into our extended forecast, as you can see, it's going to be mostly cloudy this week with a few sunny days on Saturday and Monday. The highest we're going to get this week is 37 degrees Fahrenheit on Saturday and on Tuesday. So make sure to try to enjoy the sun where you can and make sure to grab your coat because it will probably get frosty as the week goes on. That's it for weather. Stay with us because Sam Arco will be right back with sports after this.
No margin for error. Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to load their minds. Dare to explore. Dare to STEM. Learn more at She Can STEM.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
And welcome back. I'm Sam Arco with your Marquette Now Sports Report. Marquette men's basketball team suffers a crucial late February loss to Creighton on Sunday, falling 83-82. Marquette was led by graduate student guard Daryl Morcell with 23 points, and his efforts helped extend the lead to as much as 5 down the stretch. However, the Blue Jays squeaked by with a 1-point advantage. Last Wednesday, the Golden Eagles took on Georgetown at home, and you might recognize students in the crowd dressing as someone very familiar. Molly Gretzlock has more.
Shaka Smart lookalikes? All over? Yes, you're seeing it right. Wednesday night was full of students matching Coach Smart's style as the Marquette men's basketball team takes on the Georgetown Hoyas. The start of the match is closely contended, but back-to-back threes from first-year guard Cam Jones allows Marquette to break free. Behind 17 first-half points from Jones, Marquette enters halftime up 48-31. The Golden Eagles' offensive efforts continue in the second, and they are able to shut down any comebacks from the Hoyas, winning by a score of 77-66.
You know, Cam Jones really got going. That was huge for us. I thought the guys passed the ball well for the majority of the night.
The confidence behind Jones' shot allows him to score a career high of 19 points.
My teammates believe in me, make every shot I take, and I see a few go through. I just feel like I can just fire it.
Graduate student forward Kirk Queth also posts a season high of 15 points.
I came out with more energy, more violence than I did against Butler. I felt like I wasn't doing my part.
Marquette will now travel to Nebraska on Sunday for a matchup against the Creighton Blue Jays. Reporting from Pfizer Forum, I'm Molly Gretzlock, Marquette Wire Sports.
Marquette will now take on Butler this Saturday on National Marquette Day. The Marquette women's basketball team suffers a tough loss to the UConn Huskies 38-69. Prior to tonight's matchup, the Golden Eagles were able to find themselves back in the win column after defeating the Georgetown Hoyas 64-57 last Friday. After the conclusion of tonight's game in Connecticut, Marquette will travel to Providence on Friday before concluding its regular season at home against St. John's on Sunday for Senior Day. Spring sports officially underway. The Marquette men's lacrosse team travel to Florida over the weekend as they take on Jacksonville University. The trio of attackers, redshirt sophomore Devin Cowan, first-year Bobby O'Grady, and redshirt first-year Luke Blanc all score a pair of goals, but the Golden Eagles ultimately fall short, losing 14-10 to the Dolphins. The team will now play its home opener this Saturday against Utah at Valley Fields. The Marquette women's lacrosse team played 2 opponents over the weekend. Their first stop was in Kentucky on Friday for a matchup against Louisville. The Cardinals opened the game on a 6-1 run, but the Golden Eagles are able to chip away at their deficit. Louisville goes on to win 19-8. And on Sunday, they take a trip to Ohio State University where they fall 18-11. A hat trick from senior attacker Shea Garcia awakens Marquette's offense, and they go into halftime up 8-7. Golden Eagles are unable to close it out. The squad will now travel to Michigan for a face-off against Detroit Mercy on Friday. That's it for sports, but don't go anywhere. Marquette Now will be right back with our Down to the Wire segment.
STEM is precise, no margin for error. Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to load their minds. Dare to explore. Dare to STEM. Learn more at She Can STEM.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. I'm Maisie Baldus.
And I'm Matt Yazel. Marquette Wire Executive News Editor Megan Wohler joins us now for tonight's edition of Down to the Wire.
She's with Ava Maris to talk about a first-year lacrosse player with family roots to the Midwest.
Thanks, Maisie. So Ava, this week for the Tribune you wrote an article about first-year men's lacrosse player Bobby O'Grady. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. So like you mentioned, he's a first year coming into it. He's already a starter in the attack position. He's from Massachusetts, so traveled a little ways there. And he's really taken this team by storm already. In just their first game, he scored 4 goals, including the game winner in triple overtime. So right off the bat, he's been just bringing advances and hard work and a new level to this team.
So after reading your article, I know that he's not the only collegiate lacrosse player in his family.
That's true. So Bobby is the youngest of 3 siblings, and his father actually played for Boston College, and he played lacrosse there. And now his older brother, Michael, is a senior captain at Providence College playing lacrosse. So there's truly an athletic family there, and he grew up around the sport. He mentioned he has 26 cousins. He's always played. So really, he's grown up in this family, played hockey as well, just an absolute athlete all around, and that shows when he's on the field.
So on the schedule, there actually is a Marquette-Providence matchup. When is that game?
There is. So that game will take place April 2nd at Valley Fields here in Milwaukee. So that'll be a super exciting matchup, and it will actually mark the first time these 2 brothers will be pitted against each other in an official game. So it'll be definitely something to look forward to. And they've mentioned time and time again that it's going to be game faces when they're on the field. And the real question, of course, is who their parents are going to root for. And if you were to ask Bobby, he thinks they'll be wearing blue and gold. So it's definitely going to be an exciting matchup, and Providence and Marquette always is. But this brings an extra little level of intensity to it.
For sure. So how have Bobby and the rest of the men's lacrosse team kind of been doing so far?
So far, so good. As Sam mentioned, won one game, their first one, lost their second, both on the road. And now this Saturday, National Marquette Day, they will have their home opener. So really something to look forward to. And we're hoping, it was a slow start last season, and they finally started to get momentum at the end. So they're hoping to carry that forward.
All right, Ava. Well, that is all the time that we do have for tonight. I'll throw it back to Matt and Maisie in the studio.
That's our report for tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maisie Baldus.
And I'm Matt Yazel. Remember to check marquettewire.org for all the latest campus news.
And if you missed any of our stories, check them out on Marquette University Television YouTube.
Good night, Marquette.
Have you ever seen somebody treated unfairly because of the color of their skin?
Do you guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism, and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
What are you looking for?